Hey guys, I'm Emma.
And I'm Ingrid.
And we're the twins from I&E Films. For today's video, we are going to be showing you guys what we read in 2020. Today's video is what we read. Okay, today's video is what we read in 2022.
So please subscribe down below and give this video a huge thumbs up. So let's just get right on to this video. So 2022, I read 8 books.
2022, I read 20 books.
So we're gonna go off like each month of the year of like when we finished the book.
My first book of the year is The Wicked King by Holly Black, the second book in the Folk of the Air series. I think I gave this 4 out of 5 or 4.5 out of 5. I thought it was really good and I like this world. The next book, I started this book in January but finished it in February. It's called Ace of Spades. I don't know how to pronounce the author's name, but this was amazing. If you like Gossip Girl and Get Out, this is how you explain it. It was kind of like a psychological thriller. It was my first 5 out of 5 book of the year.
My first read of 2022, I finished in March, is One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. I actually started this in December of 2021.
Oh, but it's so good.
It's such a good book. I think, what did I give it? I think I gave it 5 out of 5, but where did I put my phone? Oh, it's recording. Okay. Well, I think I gave this.
Do you want me to look?
Maybe. There's also a TV series on it, and it's so good. So I really recommend, if you are like wanting to get into reading, I recommend this as one of them.
Mm-hmm. Where is it? It's not here.
It's right there. It's right there.
What? Oh.
Yeah, I give it 5 out of 5.
And next, I read Beach Read by Emily Henry. This is right during the spring break, so I wanted a silly romance book to start my spring break, and I gave it a 4 out of 5. I thought it was a good book. I liked the writing style. Next book, I started this in March, but I actually finished this in May. I didn't read a lot during these two months, and I don't know if I really loved this book. It's called Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. I love the vibe, but I don't think I liked fantasy during the time I was reading it. I gave it a 3 out of 5. Or 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, you're a mood reader.
I'm a mood reader, so during the spring, I like to read romance books. So maybe this was. But I'm going to try to change that. In May, I wanted to read this series, the Summer I Turned Pretty series, because the show was coming out. I reread this book. I read it in 2020, so I reread it, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 or a 4.5 out of 5.
I thought you gave it a 5.
No. Oh. See, I read it 2 times. Then I gave It's Not Summer Without You a 4 out of 5. This was definitely more sad. And then, sadly, I did not like this book. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I just didn't like the main character in this book.
Oh. I haven't read this series yet, but
we watched the show.
Yeah, but Emma recommends just
the first one.
Just to read the first one. As you can tell, I'm a slow reader. I don't read books as fast as Emma. So I started this on spring break. So it's Generation 1 by Pittacus Lore. It's not actually that author's name. It goes with the whole world in the I Am Number 4 series, which is one of my favorite series. So this one is the Legacy Reborn series, the trilogy. So it happens after the events of I Am Number 4, but from a different point of view. And I guess you could say it's I wouldn't say like a spin-off series, but kinda. But I was very like, we'll see. It's not going to be as good as the I Am Number 4 series, but I gave it a 5 out of 5. It was so good. I mean, not as good as I Am Number 4 series, because nothing will top that for me. But I really missed his writing, and after I read this book, I realized I really wanted to reread the I Am Number 4 series, so I bought the rest of the series because I didn't have the physical copies. Because when I read it the first time, I got them from the library. So I'm going to reread this whole series, but I have a really long TBR list. So we will see when that happens. But I really recommend if you like science fiction.
The only book that I DNF'd this year, it was a sad book because I was so excited to read this. I DNF'd Red, White, and Royal Blue. I DNF'd it at 300, and I had like 100 pages left.
So you could have...
I could have finished it, but
I just told her to keep reading it, but
I don't know. Maybe in the future I will reread this book because I feel like I was fake reading it. But sadly, I DNF'd this book. So after I DNF'd Red, White, and Royal Blue, I read The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I loved this book. People had mixed emotions about this, but I loved it and I gave it 5 out of 5. We're on a 5 out of 5 streak right now. So in June, I read a lot of books. We'll just say that because we were on a trip at Glacier. The book that I read was Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. This one was so good.
I think that's how you pronounce her name.
I don't know. But this book was amazing. Loved it. Loved the fun summer vibes. I gave it a 5 out of 5.
People said that book, or I heard, is like 11 Other Words.
I know. I want to read that book too.
So I got this book many years ago. And so I started this in May and I finished it in June, and it's after. I know, it's a little, but I gave this a 3 out of 5. It was better than...
Really?
Yeah.
Only 3 out of 5.
It was better than I thought, but it was still kind of Wattpad-y and cheesy, and but I do have the second book, so I will continue the series because
why not?
I'm just like, it was okay. Like I mean, I would want to continue it and see where it goes. We'll see if I would continue the series after I read the second book, because there's, I think, like...
I thought there was another one after this one.
I think the other one's called... I think
Before?
The last one's called Before. So there's like 5 books. So we'll see.
It's probably my second favorite book of the year. Super popular. Everyone probably knows everything about it. It's Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Guys, this is amazing. 5 out of 5. I told my mom she should read it. She loved it. I just love old Hollywood. The show on Netflix, Hollywood, amazing, and just reminded me of this. And I read it so quickly. I think I read it in 3 days. So good, really recommend. And I read Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I gave this a 4 out of 5. I think I was expecting more, what would I say? Happy times. This book had a lot of sadness in it, and look up trigger warnings and stuff, but I loved the beachy vibe and how it went back and forth, so I gave it a 4 out of 5. This book was very popular during the summer, like Every Summer After, but sadly, I didn't love it. And that was Summer of Broken Rules. I don't know, I think I gave it 3 out of 5, but looking back, I would give it a 2 out of 5.
Oh, jeez, okay.
It took me a while to read this, and I don't know, maybe I was in a reading slump because I read so many books during a course of 2 weeks. I don't know. I did not like how the characters... I like slow burns. I didn't like how the characters fell in love so quickly. Next, I read The Roughest Draft. Now, this book was so cute. I gave it... Where is it? Oh, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I love books about authors, and I think this is good. It's more fiction, not rom-com.
Is that July?
This is July.
Still July?
Yeah, it's still July. Okay, I started this in July and ended in August.
Okay.
Now, next, I read Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I gave this a 4 out of 5. This was very good. I enjoyed it, but I think it became repetitive. But I really enjoyed it, and I liked the vibe.
So the next couple books of mine I don't have physically here because they're up at college, but I started the Harry Potter series. Started the first book in June. I don't think I finished it till August, but it was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Pretty good. It's the start of a whole series, so the first book is always you have to get it started and stuff. And to be honest, I was more excited to read the rest of the series than the first book, but still such a great book.
Okay, I read this book, one of my favorite authors. It's called You'll Be the Death of Me by Karen M. McManus, the author of One of Us is Lying. I love her books. This book was amazing. I gave it, I think, a 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5. The plot twist was crazy. I love how, there's so much betrayal. Next, I don't have the physical copy, but I read Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and this book was amazing. I get the hype. I gave it a 5 out of 5. I almost cried. I was babysitting. I almost cried while I was babysitting.
Really?
So good, and I'm excited to finish the rest of the series. Next, I read Sadie by Courtney Summers. This is kind of, I think it's a thriller, or not horror, thriller book, and this, I've never read anything like it before. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. The story, it was like I was watching a documentary, and the two different lives of Sadie and the person who was and the podcaster. I loved it.
So my second book was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This one I gave 4 out of 5. I liked this one better than the first one because they get older. So as they get older, it just gets better, and it gets, as you can say, more dark. So
next, I read Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This book was really good. I gave it a 4 out of 5. It took me a little while to start or get into, and then it was amazing. Dark academia vibes, murder mystery. This girl's trying to figure out this unsolved murder at a private school in Vermont, and amazing, and I'm excited to finish the series.
I started this book in October, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. But while I was reading it, I started Heartstopper. I read the first 2 books. They were graphic novels. So cute. I love those books so much.
Didn't you start watching?
Oh, because I watched the show. Like, I had it on my list, and I was like, I just started it randomly, and I became like obsessed with it. It was so cute, so I had to get the books.
I watched it in May and literally finished it in less than 12 hours.
Both books I gave a 5 out of 5. Super cute. They're graphic novels, really fast reads, and I really recommend.
Okay, next I read a book that people probably has never seen before. I saw it once on TikTok in the summer of 2021, and I finally read it in November. This book gives me supernatural vibes. If you love that show, I feel like you would like this book. It's very creepy. In a small town, someone goes missing, blah blah blah, and so good. I gave it a 4 out of 5, I think. And no, sorry, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
Oh.
And then I think, oh no, that's so upsetting. It's gonna get smushed. Okay.
So my last book of 2022, as I said, I started this in October, but just with college and stuff, it takes me a while to read books.
Same.
But again, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I love this book. I gave this one 5 out of 5. It definitely, I felt like with this one, it was more thrilling to read, and just kind of, I wanted to pick up and read it more often than the first 2. So definitely as the series goes on, I like it more, like I said with the other one. But yeah, this is my last book of 2022.
I'm making sure I didn't forget anything, sorry. Okay. The last book that I read in 2022 was Dance of Thieves. This book, I finally have read fantasy. I haven't read fantasy the whole year except I think in March I started. And this book, amazing. 5 out of 5. Love the worlds, love the 2 characters, what's the name? Kazi and Jace. Love them. I just love kingdom vibes. And warrior. I love it. So good. Really recommend. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Please subscribe down below and give this video a huge thumbs up. See ya.
Bye.